He said, from today, if anyone eat meat back to back 2 days, you have to go to jail. And he made a law. Almost 1 million people in the United States every year dying of heart attack or stroke. Every food has to be whole format. Whenever change the structure and compositions, then body suffer. Body doesn't know how to handle that. There's a research in the University of Chicago Medical School. They did that. If someone walk 40 minutes every day in the morning, they would stay away from many diseases. Subhanallah. And I found the hadith. Prophet ﷺ used to walk in the street of Medina every day 40 minutes.
How's everyone doing today? Good to hear that. All right, so Assalamu alaikum, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be introducing the speaker coming up, and that is Dr. Mojibul Haque. He is a professor in integrative medicine at the University of Integrated Health. He studied nutrition in Harvard University, and he has a PhD in bioorganic chemistry from University of Wisconsin. He also has a postdoctorate from University of Texas Medical Branch, UTMB. And there are many people that are getting benefited and being inspired from his life-changing advice. And he has almost 2 million followers. So let's give a big round of applause for Dr. Haque.
Thank you so much, sister, for introduction. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Dear audience, sister and brother, and the organizer, and the young folks. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. To understand the lifestyle and health and well-being, we don't have to be memorizing whole Quran, or we don't need to understand whole Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned few times very clearly in the Quran what should be our lifestyle. Simple Surah Al-Asr, Allah said us that every one of us are in mistake except illa alladhina amanu وَعَمَلُ الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَصَّوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَصَّوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. We can get indication, guideline of our life, of our duty, responsibility in this small surah very profoundly and clearly, that we need to do right. We need to believe, do good things, and do on the right, and be sober. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the many verses of the Quran, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu qulu halalan wa tayyiban wa la tattabi'u khutuwati shaitan. Oh, hey believer, eat halal and tayyib. A lot of times we don't look at the tayyib, we just eat whatever in the society, in the community, the way we grew up. When you look at the halal, we are very sincere about it. When it comes to tayyib, this is the word Ibn al-Qayyum said, it should be nutritious, not only good. Any food could be good, but nutritious is more important than being good. And the word is very important at this moment because currently what we eat, a lot of time doesn't have enough nutrition in there because of the processed so much. The food you used to be eating, we don't eat same food nowadays. It changed so much. It's not there anymore. But Prophet ﷺ, in his life, he mentioned what to eat. He showed the example what should be our food in many hadiths, but sadly our society, our scholars are not focusing on that part so much. There is a reason behind it. If you go 20 years ago, our food was all right. Food changed so much in these few decades, in the last 2 decades mostly. If you go his lifestyle, he explained what time to wake up, what time to go to sleep, what to eat, what not to eat. And that's 1400 years ago. History will not repeat. That means he will not come anymore. Whatever he explained is there. That's the food, that's the lifestyle we have to follow. With spiritual well-being, our health well-being, both. So, he said, start your day very early in the morning, before tahajjud, not after sunrise. He told us specific dua to start with for the day. When he ate, he said that this is the food, this is do not eat. And when you have a health issue, go to doctor. He mentioned that. But sadly, we are not following that. Most diabetic patient, like if you look at the Gulf Arab countries, the most Muslim dense population, they are suffering mostly metabolic diseases. And around the world, if you look at the 50 years ago, cancer was only 3% people used to die with the cancer. Now cancer death is 25 to 30%, almost every countries. If you look at heart attack or stroke, almost 1 million people in the United States every year dying of heart attack or stroke. And diabetic, half of the American adults are diabetic. And if you're diabetic, it develops so many diseases from diabetes. You might be controlling your diabetes sugar level, but that's the impact of medication, your doctor definitely told you, and not improving your metabolic condition that causing so other diseases. But we have a Quran, we have Hadith, we have a Sunnah, how much you need to eat. We eat 6 times a day, 5 times a day, 3 times a day. How come Prophet used to eat? 1.5 or twice sometimes, that's it. And we don't need that much food. And NIH declared that the 75% of our disease coming from food related disease, that is metabolic condition. If you look at the car accident, we are very concerned about how many people every year die with a car accident. Anybody know about that? How many people die every year? 30 to 40,000. But almost 5 million people dying every year with a metabolic condition. Because metabolic disease causing some other health condition. People die of those diseases, and most of the disease root is metabolic condition. And that condition coming from food alteration. That's not our fault a lot of time, because we don't learn that much about the lifestyle and nutrition in the school. If you go to university, our scholars are not teaching it that. But now we need to learn that. I myself was a sufferer. If I tell you my story, you'll be shocked. When I was a graduate student, my doctor, dermatologist, told me that we can take you to the handicap. You can live your life, whole life without working, because you have nothing to do with the rheumatoid arthritis. Then I developed lupus, Hashimoto, and fibromyalgia. 4 autoimmune disease, and doctor said, no, you might have 5 autoimmune disease. You have nothing to do. I overcome that by myself and learned through hardship. I went to postdoc in medical school. It was so hard working in medical school with all the doctors and with the disease I was researching on. And I myself suffering more than 4 autoimmune disease. And then I went to naturopathy school to learn how naturally I can fix myself. Medicine could not help me. I'm not telling that don't go to doctor. You have to go to doctor when you have a disease. I'm saying that you cannot reverse your disease with only medicine. That's my message for today. I'm standing here, dear brothers and sisters. So a lot of time even we see if you have a one disease, you go to doctor give you medication, doctor tell you side effect. Yes, that actually have a side effect. With that side effect, develop more disease. And you develop multiple disease, more medication. People finish their life in a hospital with so many medications. If you improve your lifestyle, the way Professor showed us, I'm going to explain it in a minute, you can improve so much. A lot of time, you don't need that much medication. So you can improve our lifestyle, you can improve our health and improve our diet. And you will see, I'm the example. You can be same as well. If you just follow few things, I will give you some guidance, inshallah ta'ala. But Allah said in the Quran that, I'm reading the meaning of the Quran in Suratul Isra. I revealed the Quran for Shifa and Rahma. So Shifa, Allah mentioned many food names. Those food, if you go any party, you don't see those food in the table. Totally changed. Everything food is processed. But Allah prescribed something like, as I mentioned earlier, wake up before tahajjud. Start your day before tahajjud, not before fajr. And go to bed after Isha. Subhanallah, it makes big difference. And all the successful people in the world, I read so many books and I found that successful people, they start the day early. That's their key, they mentioned, one of the keys. And as a Muslim, we have to be good Muslim first. I'm going to explain few things. I'm going to mention few things as a Muslim, we should adopt that habit. First of all, always maintain taqwa, we all know that. Allah said in the Quran, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. We all know that Allah's direction. We have to improve ourselves through taqwa. And then fitra. If we do mistakes, if we be misguided, whenever we do GPS, we come back to right track by following GPS. Likewise, we need to improve our lifestyle. We need to our habit by knowledge of Quran and Sunnah. Third thing also self-reflection. If we improve our ibadah, we can improve our personal life, we can improve our health as well. If we being sober, patience, like a lot of time you see community people, have a huge party, all the wrong food, people are having party, Muslim people having late night party. We can improve that by not going there, by avoiding this late night party. Practicing humility, be grateful, seeking forgiveness and well manner and behave, remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can improve our moral character. And then I'm going to give you 10 health checklists that I found in the Quran and Sunnah and supporting by science as well, inshallah. First of all, Allah said, O who a believer, eat halal and tayyib. And Allah also said, Udkhulu fis silmi kaffa, wala tattabi'u khutuwati shaitan. As a Muslim, we're not only praying, only salah, fasting, other ibadat, we do. We also need to follow other thing in lifestyle too. Not necessarily all the time is fourth, but if we follow that, we get a benefit. What we're going to do, we have to plan tonight. If we don't plan tonight, we cannot be good day for tomorrow. Ashadullah has said that Prophet Islam do not sleep before Isha, and he did not stay up after Isha usually. That's simple, hadith we can follow. After Isha, go to bed, read Suratul Mulk, Ayatul Kursi. Allah said, Allah will take care of whole night. And then wake up before Tahajjud. And when you wake up with Tahajjud, it's how blissful the night, you know that. You all know that. If you want to give great day, pray Tahajjud. And then Fajr has to be in Jama, subhanallah. It's a huge benefit. If you pray Fajr in Jama, a whole day counted ibadah, Allah keep us, our sustenance, by few more additional dhikr like Suratul Waqiyah. If you want to get good risks, Suratul Waqiyah. If you want to get a blissful day, Surah Yasin in the morning, we can do that. And then Fajr prayer in the Jama. Fajr prayer in the Jama have a 7 times more benefit than praying by yourself. And then Murakkabah, there's a few more ibadah. And then after Fajr, Prophet ﷺ used to walk in the street of Medina 40 minutes. This hadith blew me off. Why? There's a research in the University of Chicago Medical School. They did that. If someone walk 40 minutes every day in the morning, they would stay away from many diseases. Subhanallah. And I found the hadith, Prophet ﷺ used to walk in the street of Medina every day 40 minutes. Isn't it so amazing, this similarity? And he ﷺ said that, Al-mu'minu khairu wa habbu ilallah. He ﷺ said that, the strong believer, better Muslim and more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So exercise is so important. In the morning, why? When you exercise in the morning, your body can cleanse the system. Scientist Dr. Oshumi, he got Nobel Prize for the research on the autophagy. When you empty stomach, the way Prophet did, if you walk in the exercise in the morning, empty stomach, its body goes to autophagy mode. And autophagy, body cleans its own trash. Body cleans all the toxins and balance the hormone, improve the organ system. Imagine so much benefit when you walk in the morning. And I believe most of the Muslims, do not follow this hadith. So powerful. If you follow that, if you want to, instead of having coffee, if you just walk 40 minutes or run, 30 minutes, it's going to be much different day than, other day. Just following simple sunnah. And of course, you can be beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala too at the same time by following that. And cleansing is so much important. Hadith said that Allah is beautiful, He loves beauty. And then what person used to eat in the breakfast? That's a very important thing you need to learn. There are many hadiths. The summary of the hadiths are, he, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, used to eat raisin water in the very early morning, and honey with warm water. It's so much important. This honey with the warm water is so much beneficial, because honey is not only sugar. Honey has so many things. Honey have all the nutrients, mineral, fiber, enzymes, even a lot of electrolytes, everything in there. If you look at the raisin is a fruit like coming from grapes. It has even some fatty acids, some anthocyanin, helps your eyes and so much other benefits. And he used to eat then. After this, he used to eat sometimes dates. Dates has everything. It even has a fat, even has a protein. Of course, fiber, grain, mineral, and vitamins are there. So these three things he usually have early in the morning when he finish his walking. And he would not have like egg and bread, and that's not the culture was. Human body is not ready for high, protein and high fat and high carbohydrate. In the morning, you have to have a detox. You have to have something cleansing food. And raisin, as I said, are dates, and then honey with the lemon water is a powerful things. Even lemon water, there's no hadith about that, but you can do that. Lemon is high fiber, high mineral, and high, very essential fatty acid in the lemon. Get a whole lemon in the morning. So, not like egg and roti, that's not the culture. And I have thousands of clients I saw when I applied that detoxing breakfast in the morning instead of bread and egg, you feel so much different than other day. And you can have some additional, some chia seed, cleanse your gut, some green tea, antioxidant to neutralize the free radical develop, when you're walking in stress and morning walk. So that should be the breakfast, not that traditional what we do. And then lunch and dinner, I'm coming there. But before I go there, I want to mention few things we do not eat throughout the day. I'm going to explain from the science and hadith, inshallah. I'm going to explain top 5 things you do not eat. That doesn't sound by sunnah. Remember, science, every single science, in my understanding, what I did my postdoc and PhD in the medical field and bioorganic chemistry, I saw the science which is not supported by hadith and Quran, they get repeated, they get confused, they get so much contradictory. The number 1 food you do not eat is processed food. What is the processed food? We eat pasta, cereal, we eat cake, pastry, pizza, burger, sandwich. These are the processed food. Could patties and bread, both are processed. Try to avoid that for your lunch and dinner. Why? Looks yummy, why not? Right? Because it's processed. When you process it and freeze it for a long time, it depletes the nutrients. It changed the structure. Prophet did not eat that. What was his meal look like? Some yogurt, olive oil, bread, and some dates. That's what the food looked like. He used to eat fish, and there was no egg that time. He used to eat meat sometimes. Nowadays, you cannot imagine have a party without meat. It's like impossible. It doesn't match that there is no meat. We had a Muslim party. One day I saw, that's the highest number of dish I saw. More than 10 meat items I saw in a Muslim party. That was not the culture. And Prophet ﷺ used to meet occasionally. And at the time of Khalifatul Umar, Amirul Mu'minin Umar, when he was in the power, he saw some people used to eat meat almost every day. One day he was walking in the street, someone carrying the grocery. And he said, what do you have in there? He said, meat. He said, did you eat meat yesterday? He said, I did. So are you going to be eating meat back to back 2 days? He said, yes. Because that time people was rich. People would be able to afford the meat. And then he said, from today, if anyone eat meat back to back 2 days, you have to go to jail. And he made a law. He said, that's not the culture of our Prophet ﷺ that we learned. And not only back to back, I saw many Muslim families, they eat meat every single meal, even breakfast, all 3 meals. Prophet ﷺ, hadith, he said that the milk is a shefa, the cow is a shefa, but he said that the beef meat is disease. This is Sahih hadith. So you gotta be careful, especially I'm Bengali. In Bengali, people think if you don't eat beef meat, like you're not even good Muslim. Subhanallah. So no processed food, first of all, okay? First have to be whole food, like legumes and beans and fruits and vegetables. And if you have a fish, Allah said, I created the ocean for you. Enjoy the fish. And fish has to be from the ocean, but it has to be whole form, not the burn and fry so much. And second thing you avoid when you have meal is acidic food. Acidic food is like something like animal derived. Could be meat, milk, fish, could be legumes and lentils. These are called acidic food. Alkaline food, our body needs to be alkaline, like 7.34 to 7.45. There is a scale our blood has to be healthy. But if we don't give enough alkaline food, our body struggles to maintain the right pH. Right? Maintain pH, body needs to melt the mineral, because when sometimes body doesn't have enough mineral in the body, it takes mineral from everywhere. And people suffering osteoporosis, osteolysis, because their body is too much acidic. What are the alkaline food then to eat? All kind of plants. Allah said in the Quran, eat everything I grow. Jarra mukhtalifa. Whatever grow, eat that. And all kind of fruits. Allah mentioned in the Quran, by name, all the fruits and all the vegetables and anything grows. That's all the alkaline. You can have 20, 30 of them, body gonna be happy. Always have to be salad in the beginning to make it quick mineral and quick phytochemical that you need, lower the inflammation and balance the free radical condition. And third thing is farm-raised food. We all love soft chicken. According to NIH data, 75 to 80% of our antibiotic going to the animal, not the human being. Doctor is sitting here, he giving antibiotic to everyone. It's still within 20%, whenever needed, of course. Of course, we need antibiotic. This is a blessed human being that we can quickly have control the infections. I'm not saying that we don't need antibiotic. We need that. That's a blessing for humanity. We have antibiotic now. But the problem is 80% of the antibiotic going to chicken and cow. That antibiotic come into our body through the meat and milk and egg. And you know that antibiotic comes to our body, it kills the good bacteria. And killing good bacteria, what happens? We suffering dysbiosis. The brain doesn't function. You don't digest the food. You get lactose intolerance. You feel bloated all the time. And gastritis is so much, So you have to think about why you're taking so much antibiotic added food. If farm is natural and farm they don't feed antibiotic, that's good. Otherwise, most of the farm they feed antibiotic that comes to our body. So number 4 is sugar coated. Sugar is inflammatory. We all know that. But say, we cannot do anything. Everywhere is a sugar. No, still you can. Just, make sure you don't buy anything with the sugar added. If you don't buy sugary food, company will not sell anymore, right? We are buying because that's why they're selling. Company, they design their marketing based on the demand, right? So you can do without sugar. If you have to have sugar, if you love sugar, have a honey, brown sugar, or coconut sugar. You can keep at home. If you have sugar at home, processed sugar, kids gonna eat. You cannot control that. You cannot blend that. I just today have a conversation with someone. Say, the kids don't go to sleep earlier. What can I do? I said, what time you sleep? I have work. I have stay. They're gonna follow. You have to train your kids. You have to preach and train both. You have to be example as well. Then kids is gonna be following sugar-free diet as well. And of course, someone have a diabetes or cancer, you have to be very careful with the sugar. Healthy people, a little bit sugar is okay, but try to get healthy one. And wheat, a lot of people doesn't know about that wheat. Wheat was very good. Prophet ﷺ used to be having wheat every meal. But the wheat right now that we have is not that wheat. Dr. Norman Boleg, he got Nobel Prize for modifying gene in the wheat. That's why current wheat is so yummy, so tasty, and so addicting. It makes addiction because of high level of gluten, and that's causing all the inflammation in the brain, in the joints, everywhere. So wheat should be avoided as much you can. Somewhere, that the wheat piece of bread is okay. But regular basis, every meal with a wheat is a problem. It causing all the inflammation in the body. The good thing is nowadays we have a lot of options. We have a quinoa, we have a buckwheat, we have a rice, we have a chickpeas flour, we have a even almond flour. We have all the options. We just need to select. We just need to pick the non-wheat one. You'll see the difference you can make. So these are the 5 types of food you don't eat if you want to be following Sunnah and try to follow current evidence-based research. Number 1 is minimize processed food. Number 2, more alkaline, less acidic. Number 3, farm-raised, antibiotic-added food. Number 4, sugar-coated food. Number 5 is GMO wheat. There's a lot of food at GMO. That's not that much harmful. I don't have proof that, sugary GMO corn is going to be dangerous. I don't have enough proof. Yeah, there is some research here and there. But what is very obvious is GMO wheat is very obviously is harmful. So I like to mention few food. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran by name what are the food is blessed food and who is important food for us. So very first is black seed. I was in Denver, Colorado. There is a doctor training, almost more than 1,000 doctor, naturopathic doctor like me. They are in the training. They're talking about the blessings of the herbs and stuff. Such amazingly, they quoted a hadith. Hadith was, the black seed is beneficial for any disease except death. I was so happy to hear that. Subhanallah, we don't practice that. Prophet used to be taking black seed every day before go to bed. Every day, he just take one little bit in this, in his mouth. He chew it, drink it with water. That's simple. That has benefit for every disease. Just simple sunnah. Allah will help us to get rid of so many health issues, inshallah. Number 2 is the dates. He used to eat 7 dates every morning, ajwa preferably. But someone have a high sugar, high cancer, you gotta be avoiding. That's very high sugar, the good sugar. But someone have a cancer, diabetes, not to have that temporarily until you control your sugar level. Honey. Allah mentioned in the Quran honey many times, Surah Nahl, and many other places. Honey is very important. And then he used to be taking Prophet 1 teaspoon with a warm water. Not 1 teaspoon, but you can take 1 teaspoon. There's no hadith. So, teen and zaitun. Teen and zaitun is so important, right? We know that. And then Prophet said that this food is coming from heaven, coming from Jannah. And then pomegranate, Allah mentioned 3 times in the Quran. And then Prophet said that this is a gift for mankind. It's so powerful, so nutritious. And there's the other hadith. I don't know how authentic is it. I'm not sure. If someone take pomegranate at any day, shaitan doesn't come 40 days on that house. Subhanallah. Even though it's not authentic, or I'm not maybe authentic, but it's so phenomenal, right? So important to eat pomegranate every day. And then pumpkin, Allah mentioned in the Quran. Cucumber. Prophet told his wife Aisha that eat cucumber. That is good for heart. You're not a doctor, but definitely it has some blessings, some goodness for the cardiovascular system. And then ginger. The people of Jannah will be given ginger juice. And try to do some ginger juice. It's so powerful. I travel a lot. Almost every weekend I need to travel for my talk and stuff. And then in the Bush airport, there's this store. They have a ginger juice. I don't miss that. And I feel so great in my tour when I get that ginger juice. They mix with some other, apple and stuff. So basil is very important. A person said that if someone offers you basil, don't refuse that. And watermelon and dates. Watermelon is cooling, dates is hot. So before the talk, I ate dates. I really feel hot after eating that. And Prophet did that. Eat those together, watermelon and dates. He said, eat together, you'll feel better than eating one, not other. We don't have that all the time, both together, but at least, try to have them. And camel milk is very important. Allah mentioned in the Quran about the camel milk and said that it's a healing for many diseases. And legumes, Allah mentioned in the Quran legumes. And then as the nakla means all kind of nuts. Nuts could be coconut, nuts could be all kind of mixed nuts. And mixed nuts have a lot of nutrition. And then coconut is very hot nowadays in the market. Now, a lot of healthcare providers are talking about the coconut oil. Coconut oil lower the inflammation, but there is some research shows that it's not good for heart, but some other research shows that it's very good for heart. For my client, I always say as much you can. And if you have a heart disease, I say minimum 10 scoop. Minimum 10 scoop. Doesn't know my cardiologist said no coconut oil. I said have as much you can. And a lot of my patients, when they got rid of heart issue, I brought them in my life. I said, tell me what first thing I said before starting anything, coconut oil. So believe me, it lowered the heart inflammation. It doesn't make a block. When inflammation is low, it will not any more block in the heart. But again, I'm not. If you have heart block, you go to cardiologist and all the procedure. I'm not saying for the wellness. Coconut oil is so powerful. Allah mentioned in the Quran. And then fish. Allah said, I created ocean for you to eat fish. And fish have all the mineral, fatty acid, protein, whatever you need. It's a very high nutritious protein, fat, both together. And then meat. Allah did not ask us to go and eat meat is nutritious. Allah didn't say that. Yeah, Allah said, to slaughter by the name of Allah. And Prophet eat many times. He said, definitely this is a luxury food. He never said it's a blessed food, it's a nutritious. He never said that. He never said any benefit of that. Yeah, but he said beef is disease. So all I mean that meat, you have to be careful, not too much meat. Minimize. In my home, I have meat only occasionally, not the regular basis. Fish and egg and all kind of vegetables, brown rice, nuts and sugar-free cookies made of non-wheat. That should be our pantry look like, inshallah. And then I want to share you 5 important health modification you need to be healthy based on Quran and Sunnah and modern science. Number 1 is fasting. Fasting is crucial. We used to hear that fasting, don't fast, eat 6 times a day, eat every few hours. Otherwise, your body will eat up your stomach. There's no science by this. These are myth. So, government spending so much dollars, so much money, and the several $1 million grant is given to Stanford, Harvard to research on fasting, how intermittent fasting can change the whole physiology of the body. So fasting is important. Prophet used to fast. He used to fast whole day, even few days. So fasting is important. Number 2 is a plant-based diet. Always plant-based diet. It should be your first preference. Then animal fat and then acidic food should be your part of your meal, not the main part of your meal. And then number 3 is a moderation. We have a 3 meal, 5 meal, 6 meal snacks, midday snacks, after lunch snacks, morning snacks. That should not be the it. Dr. Oshumi got Nobel Prize. How he explained that body, when you're fasting, body get relaxed, body get a chance to rejuvenate, to regrow. Because every second, every minute, millions of cells get regenerated. That some cell die, some cell grow. When you fast, you put the right nutrition and then fast, body can get chance to absorb that mineral nutrients to grow the healthy cell so we can be healthier. And then cleanse that autophagy can cleanse our body. So fasting is very important. Not too many meal, 1 meal, 2 meal. My suggestion is always I give my clients that have 2 meals if you're healthy. If you have any metabolic condition, 1 meal a day. But in the morning, like a sunnah, have a detoxing things in the morning. And 1 meal a day. I try to follow, like yesterday I did 1 meal. Alhamdulillah, today I will have 1 meal too. I'm trying to practice what I'm saying, inshallah. And then, when you eat, you have to eat slowly and mindfully. Prophet said to his companions, and the sunnah for us is, 40 times you have to chew, 40 times. Not, sometimes we do even 4 times, right? 1 time? No, that's not it. So 40 times, because our salivary gland produces a lot of enzymes, especially amylase, to digest the carbohydrates in the mouth. But our pancreas release very minimum amylase. But protein and fat, we have a option to digest in the stomach because you need high acid, hydrochloric acid. But we have to chew so carbohydrate get digested here. Otherwise, you'll get metabolic conditions. So chew as much you can. Buddha, he doesn't take anyone in his companion in a Buddhist religion unless, they cannot be priest of their religion, unless you chew 200 times. Because when you chew 200 times a food, believe me, you cannot have any disease. Because food indigestion is the main problem, main cause of the disease. So chewing is more important mindfully. Mindfully means when someone have a metabolic issue, I have a quick tips. Is when we eat, of course, pray first. Subhanallah, be grateful to the food that Allah given us. And secondly, think about this food having nutrients. I am chewing, I'm breaking down the nutrients. My body is absorbing the nutrients and sending whatever they need. So that mindful eating, slowly and chewing properly, as following sunnah, it makes a huge difference, inshallah, you'll see. Finally, moderation. And then moderation means you have to make your plate with how much you want to eat, not like, the all you can eat buffet, inshallah. What human being should be eating? The first thing we need to remember that human body is made of 10 to 50 trillion cells. And also human body has a 10 times more bacteria in the body. So 10 times more bacteria. That means we have more bacteria than our own cell. So the food we eat, not only we eat for ourselves, we eat for the bacteria too. So the food we need that can feed our body as well as nourishing the good bacteria human body has. So what is our body need? Our body has a 10 to 50 trillion cell I just mentioned. This cell need certain nutrient to grow. For instance, each cell, it could be, for lung cell or heart cell, this cell start with a protein and then with support of micronutrient like a mineral and phytochemical, and then making the whole cell with a periphery of fat. So basically protein, micronutrients and fatty acid. That's the human body need. So that's the cell need, that's the body need. Because every moment we losing our cell, and whatever we lose, same amount of cell we are developing. So this regeneration needed food. What is the food? As I said, protein. First thing we need. And then mineral, and then fat. So among the micronutrient minerals, we need ions, minerals like grains and vitamins and phytochemicals. Among the macronutrient, we need fat and protein. But a lot of time we are so much focusing on the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate only human body need for energy. But if we eat grain and brown rice instead of white rice and wheat, you get more nutrients from the food. More nutrients means like a grain and fiber and some good protein in those quinoa, millet, buckwheat, sweet potato, which we consider carbohydrate. Otherwise, carbohydrate itself, human body doesn't need unless you need calorie. But if you look at the calorie you can get from protein, more calorie you get than carbohydrate. And if you get calorie from fat, you get more than double amount of calorie you get. So basically the first mistake we do, we think, oh, we need this amount of bread and rice. That's only for calorie. But if you get calorie from the fat, you don't need that carbohydrate. But if you get nutritious carbohydrate, which is quinoa, millet, buckwheat, sweet potato, that's good. So they can get a lot of other nutrients along with carbohydrate, sugar. Which carbohydrate means the glucose turn into sugar when you don't use that. So misconceptions are we need carbohydrate, or we need protein, that's why we need to have a lot of chickens and meat. But protein is everywhere. Spinach has a protein too. Leaf of spinach have a fat too. We don't understand that way. We just look for chicken for a chicken have a protein of course, but that follows a side effect too. If you get too much meat, it causing so many problems. So if you get plant-based protein, more nutritious, better for us than animal fat protein. And if you get fat, if you are struggling with any health issue, then fatty food would be more helpful than carbohydrate source calories. So fatty food, I mean, like it could be cheese, butter, ghee, it could be avocado, it could be nuts, it could be healthy oils like coconut oil and olive oil. Those would be better. So we tend to not to have plant in our first priority. That should be our first priority. And when it comes to carbohydrate, have a complex carb instead of wheat and white rice. That should be our approach. And when it comes to protein, think about lentil, think about a fish, think about legumes. Those should be our more protein source than only chicken and meat. And then comes what Prophet ﷺ used to eat in breakfast. As I mentioned earlier, he ﷺ used to eat breakfast as a honey with a warm water, with a raisin, with the dates. That should be simple breakfast. But nowadays we have some other things helps to detox as well, like a lemon water, like a lemon with a whole skin. Lemon skin has a lemon essential oil. That's even very much nutritious too. So get the lemon, blended whole thing in the breakfast, cleanse, flush out the system, could be very much helpful. Along with lemon, you can get chia seed to clean your gut. You can get some green tea, matcha tea to neutralize the free radical, so that you get ROS level balanced and you don't get that much inflammation throughout the day. Of course, exercise helps to lower the inflammation too. When it comes to lunch and dinner, we tend to choose sandwich, burger, it's a Bengali or Pakistani or Desi, try to get biryani and these things. I was talking to my neighbor, Pakistani brother. He's a wonderful brother. He said, my wife's suffering so much gastritis, nothing works. Double dose Pranasic doesn't work. I said, I gave a couple of tips, and I said also make sure her meal has to start with a bowl of salad. Salad, how come salad should be a meal, eating first? That should be part of chicken, to make chicken taste better, choose some cucumber. That's what he means the salad could be. When I said no, bowl of salad has to be first to restore some good acid and good micronutrient and mineral to alkaline the stomach and then make a good acid. So acid and base is confusing things. I don't want to go that route today. But good acid means any living plants have a good acid that help the digestion. And then improving the pH level and improve the digestion and lower the gastritis problem. And he said, how come? That could be cow can eat. He said, that's the grass, looks like a grass to eat before meal. I said, no, that's not the grass. Prophet ﷺ in a household, continuous 2 months, there is no cooking in his household. In his house, 2 months, he ate everything raw. Hadith is in the Bukhari, and Aisha narrated the hadith. So raw is not current culture. Raw is Islamic history too. So always the healthy, unhealthy, struggling with the disease or feeling healthy people, even young folks, my kids always, they have to have a bowl of salad first. Sometimes they say, Amina is very picky. Baba, I don't need any more. I'm full. I say, okay, it's fine. You don't need any more. You can go up and then play. So if we have a bowl of salad, you cannot eat anymore, that's fine. Because bowl of salad have a they put some eggs, some nuts, some seeds, some raisin, they get everything, some cheese, they get all the protein, fat, mineral, everything they get in a bowl of salad. You don't eat anything else, it's okay, you can go and you're fine. So everyone needs to have a bowl of salad first. If someone is struggling with let's go for disease base, because I don't think we have enough time. So what I learned that when you have a health issue, Prophet said that if you have a disease, not me, go to the doctor. This is the sunnah. We definitely follow that. But when you go to doctor, understand that conventional treatment is not for reversing disease. You got diabetes, blood pressure, autoimmune disease, everything, they control, they manage, they balance. And every medicine they take have a side effect. Doctor tells you, of course. I used to be taking Ambryol and Humira, all the biological drugs I used to take. And those medications have a clear side effect. We all know that. So what you have to do? You take medication, in the same time, improve your lifestyle as much you could. Your doctor will be happy. My doctors are so happy that last 7 years I don't take any steroid and Humira, nothing. Previous doctor when I was in Wisconsin, doctor said you have to go to handicap. We cannot control your autoimmune disease. You have to go to handicap. Subhanallah, My doctors are really happy. Dr. Bose, she is my rheumatologist. Last 7 years, she is so happy. That time, when I moved to Houston, I was teaching University of Houston Clear Lake. I'm still there. But I couldn't hold my wheel properly. I couldn't open the gas station, the gas knob, because my hand was so, it was like this, my fingers was like that. It was like swollen so much. Now we see, all are straight. You see, straight, you see, Fatima? What I did. So, any disease you have to continue the medication until your doctor confirms that yes, you are good to go, all the blood report are normal, and work with your doctor. Go to there are a lot of, in Houston, someone say, oh, do we in Houston have a naturopathic doctor? Believe me, I looked at, that we have more naturopathic doctor than medical doctor in Houston. I mean clinic-wise, more clinic naturopathic than regular clinic. I'm serious. So we have a naturopathic consultation. They call consultation. It's not a treatment, called consultation. You consult with them, improve your diet, improve your lifestyle. So natural herbs and there is a lot of glandular medicines and the nutritional component helps you inflammations and different conditions. So first of all, Sunnah Prophet Islam medicine is food medicine. He mentioned honey is a medicine. He mentioned milk, laban, milk as a medicine. But current milk is not a milk anymore. You know that. They pasteurized so much it become toxin for the body. If you eat continuous eating this pasteurized milk, vitamin D, organic, you have to suffer one day with bloating, milk intolerance, stuff like that, on and on. Because when you pasteurize the food, they did for the good purpose. And pasteurization kill off 20,000 of enzymes milk has. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us and He created the world. He created sustenance for us. And then milk, you tell me someone, how Prophet used to eat milk? Straight from the animal. He went to the farm and then straight from the animal. I was watching a video, just recently I found a guy, his name is Liver. He eat everything raw, meat, and he take the egg and whole egg he eats. He eat everything he eat raw. He never used the burner. And then people was commenting, how come? How about the bacteria, salmonella? Believe me, our stomach acidity is about 2. If you like 2 to 2 or 1 to 2.5, there's high acidic pH. Any bacteria go to the food they're gonna die off. It's not about the bacteria. We thought this is the bacteria, but actually they pasteurize the milk, which is not sunnah, which is not science. They pasteurize milk actually to make longer shelf life. And because of the pasteurize, they kill off all good bacteria there, all the enzymes. They said 20,000 enzymes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created. The milk is a whole format. Every food has to be whole format. Whenever change the structure and compositions, then body suffer. Body doesn't know how to handle that. Body is created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We cannot change our body, but we change the food. We change the food, body doesn't know how to handle, how to digest that food. We don't have that enzyme to process that kind of processed food. We don't have processed enzyme. Very natural enzyme your body has. Food has to be natural and whole format. Try to raw milk. There's a dairy way in the Alvin. I used to go, now I don't get time, I used to go healthy way. Raw milk, half of the gallon is full fat, cream. Half of the gallon is cream. The real fatty, the milk, so it's beautiful and highly nutritious. That milk you need. Anyway, so he said milk, and then he said honey, he said garlic. He said onion. He said turmeric. Believe me, Amina doesn't like to mention her name. So Amina told her friends in our neighborhood, say, whenever cut something, use turmeric. And believe me, if you put turmeric, you will see within an hour or two, all inflammation, all infection, everything is gone. It's so powerful, phenomenal. And one day, the kids are playing, right, in our neighborhood. One of the kids fell and then burning, and the kids fell. Amina taught her how turmeric is powerful. The girl is screaming, turmeric, turmeric. And the parents came, why she's screaming for turmeric? So, believe me, turmeric is a sunnah. It's so powerful for inflammation, just take a raw turmeric organic powder twice a day with some fenugreek and then black pepper. That helps for absorption. It lower inflammation, lower the sugar metabolism, and then if you cut and burn, it's so powerful. So make sure you use carefully, okay? Then hijama. Do you know hijama? Prophet ﷺ said that, subhanallah, so many hadiths. The cure is all in hijama. He said that when he was in Istadul Miraj, he told all the angels and prophets, and he said that tell every generation, make sure they do hijama. And he even did his hijama when he was doing Hajj. So important doing hijama. And he used to do it in the back, lower back. There are many hadiths about that. I can go on and on. He said the flesh of hijama has a cure. But now current diseases are so much epidemic. We cannot control that. So many diseases. We have to go to doctor. If you're diabetes, of course you take metformin and insulin. But in parallel, you have to lower the sugar intake. You have to be fasting. You have to do anti-inflammatory diet and some bitter things to improve the digestion. And nowadays, naturopathic treatment is so much advanced. If you see, I cannot talk everything today. I wish I can talk whole night. I can explain everything. If you look at my channel, I have thousands of patients. How did I do? They take insulin, metformin, but I guided them. Follow that. You will be benefited, believe me. If you're interested, watch them more. Suppose you're a diabetic patient, what do I do? If diabetic patient have a lot of liver issue, lot of inflammatory condition, their pancreas is inflamed, is not producing enough insulin, their liver is so much fat or underworking, in a lot of time liver marker is normal, but liver is struggling. So need to get some liver support, need to be some pancreas support, metabolic support, some bitter herbs, some carbohydrate, minimize carbohydrate intake, exercise, fasting, and so much naturopathic medicine. They call it natural medicine. So powerfully works. I have thousands of patients. If you see how they successfully reverse the diabetes, I'm going to give you one story. I do stem cell therapy, you know that. In New York last week, I took a doctor. He's a MD. He's a world-based orthopedic surgeon. He saw one of my patients. He is 80 years old. He came for therapy, and then when he came, his A1C is 5.1. So he telling that, look, my A1C, I have a very high diabetes. Now my A1C is 5.1. The orthopedic surgeon say, no. How come diabetes? You had no diabetes. You heard wrong. He said, no, I had a very high diabetes. Now my kidney is almost going to dialysis. And he said, how come diabetes never reverse? Still people believe he's MD. A lot of knowledge is advancing. Now is proving that the disease can improve so much. The education is a little bit, changing. So now while you're taking medication, making drug, make sure you improve diabetes. I have many example of 80, 85 years old patient, how they can reverse diabetes completely. A1C 5.1 means like A1C of the kids. It's a kid's A1C sugar level for 3 month average sugar level. How come 80 years old people sugar level come like that? So it's possible. Just improve your diet, lifestyle, some natural herbs and bitter foods and exercise can help so much. Someone have a kidney disease. Kidney is dropping so much, there is no way you can reverse the kidney, no way you can improve the kidney function. Regenerative therapy helps. Someone have a heart disease, they are going to surgery after surgery. They're going to unblocking and trauma after trauma. Because every surgery is a trauma for the body, that's what I mean. But if you have a plant-based diet, there are many research shows that. They're the cardiologists who did the research. And of course, my practice, I see many patients easily come back to normal, their heart conditions. You just need to have a plant-based diet. A study was done by Dr. Dean Ornish. He was the first did this groundbreaking research that by plant-based diet without any heart medication within a few years, you can improve all the heart disease condition like a blood pressure, cholesterol, and other ejection fraction. Everything can be improved in few years, even in doing few months. He did for a year-long study, and other doctors, cardiologists showed their similar example. And if you have a cancer, of course, you have to go chemo and radio and all the surgery. But people do not survive over stage 4. I have a lot of stage 4 patients, they survived. They are fine. What did I do? Once they do chemo radio, their body have a lot of destruction. So much destruction was done on the body. You need to improve the body function again by regenerating, restoring the nutritional condition and balancing the inflammation, and then improving the organ functions. They can get back to their life. If you have a other disease, for instance, autoimmune disease have a human body is attacked by their own body system, own joints, own tissue, own nerve, own brain cell. And based on that, we have different names. So what do? We improve the body immune system, balance immune system, and lower the inflammatory organ that being attacked or the organ is underworking that need to be improved. So slowly they can control. They don't get back to 100% of their life, but they need to maintain healthy life, but they can get back to normal life. All those autoimmune disease and brain problems. I'm dealing thousands of autism patients at this moment. You won't believe the success. If you see my social media, whenever you get a chance, the autism success is mind-blowing. If you see the skin diseases, all coming from dysbiosis. If you improve dysbiosis, the gut bacterial condition, you can restore your nutrition. When you restore your nutrition, you can improve your skin levels, skin diseases, vitiligo and psoriasis and other problems. So any disease have its own and unique root cause. On the top, every disease have a common root cause: inflammation, nutritional deficiency, your digestion, metabolism, and lack of elimination. Those are common. But every disease have their own unique conditions as well. So while you're taking medication, taking the drug, you just support your body nutritionally, improve your lifestyle, and following Sunnah is so phenomenal. And educating ourselves, being example, being parents, and for the kids, we need to keep training them. At the same time, you have to be example as well. And finally, I like to share that if you have a plan to buy a good car, that Toyota Land Cruiser is coming, right? And already marketing coming, right? 2024 coming. I was planning to buy. I don't know I can afford it. You liked it? It's a good car. Actually, it looks good. So if I can afford it, I will first thing I'll be careful the manual, how to use, how to handle, how to manage this car. I don't want to be in trouble with this car in the middle of the road. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. He gave us example. And Allah said, Prophet ﷺ is a uswatul hasana, the best example for the human being. The Michael Hart, who wrote the top 100 influential human being in the human history, he put it Prophet ﷺ as a number 1 for the spiritual as well as secular, in both angle. We don't need to believe in his judgment. We believe he is the best human being ever walked in the earth. So we just need to follow him. Sleeping time, working time, exercise, amount of food we can eat. Believe me, it is going to make a big difference in our health. And modern science is evolving, is rejuvenating, updating. We just need to educate ourselves. And we need to follow our maker, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who made us, who created us, his guideline through Quran and practical example of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his lifestyle. It is going to be a very important and it's going to be helpful, and we have to do that to be best human being. If we can be best human being, of course we can be beneficial to others, not only for myself. And Prophet ﷺ said that in occasion, the best of you are the one who beneficial to others. May Allah make all of us beneficial to all humankind. Amen. And of course, finally I would say we work hard for our life, for our sustenance, and we want to do best for our akhirah too, spiritually, health-wise. If you don't have a good health, you don't have a good iman. You cannot wake up in the morning. How are you going to pray? How are you going to pray tahajjud? You cannot even sleep. How are you going to wake up, right? If you sleep, it doesn't matter if wake up or not, right? we cannot sleep. If you don't sleep, you're gonna be wake up late, So how are you gonna pray tahajjud? How are you gonna be best human being? How are you gonna contribute to others? How are you gonna be best example? May Allah bless us ability to understand, to implement in our life, and as a lead, walk in this earth as a best human being. May Allah save our humanity. Amin. Jazakumullah khair everyone for watching. I wrote a book about a human diet and lifestyle. Hopefully, I'll launch in 2 months. Besides that, if I will send you that, 1 or 2 books that you can read, okay, that would work? Thank you. Of course, fish as a part of your meal. Of course, when you have a meal, bowl of salad with a fish and brown rice or quinoa, sweet potato. This is the healthy food you can best. If you want to be best of the best, that should be your food look like instead of sandwich, burger, French fry. Yeah, my channel have thousands of video. You can follow that. You can just search by my name. Yeah, Dr. Haque, Dr. Mojibul Haque. Mojibul Haque. Yeah. You'll see everything, website and everything. Thank you. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.